Ever felt trapped in a frustrating loop, like you're repeating the same patterns? For instance, a stressful situation occurs and you dive straight into the bag of chips. Maybe you continue having the same problems or arguments in your relationships. Maybe you freeze before every big presentation or job interviews, despite all of your practice. See, these are not just some random quirks, but rather clues to what's happening underneath the surface. That's not all. Consider procrastination. All of those incomplete projects just accumulating dust. Or the businesses that never take off. Or what about the mountains of bills that continue to pile up despite all your efforts to pay them off? See, all of these are clues that tie back to our past experiences and how we were raised. But here's the best part. Once you figure out what's causing these actions, you can finally hush that inner critic, break through your limiting beliefs, and get out of that rut and create a whole new reality. Let's dive right into it. Step 1, get to the bottom of it. Dig into why you do what you do by identifying the trigger points. Take debt or weight loss, for instance. You work your butt off to pay off your debt, only to find yourself drowning in it once again. Or you try a new diet, you do manage to lose some weight, but then it all creeps back on, maybe bringing along some extra pounds. But why? Why does this keep on happening? It all boils down to one thing: our self-image. What we have accepted and believe to be true about ourselves shapes our reality. Our self-image dictates who we are, how we show up in the world, and how people treat us. So if you've convinced yourself that you will never have extra cash, you'll continue to make choices that'll make sure you're strapped for cash. And if you believe you're unworthy of love and acceptance because of the way you look, you'll continue to make unhealthy meal choices. See, our eating habits and our spending habits, these are all just symptoms. The underlying or the real culprit is our self-image. So the next time you whip out your credit card to buy the new Jordans, pause and reflect. What happened that led to that point? What triggered? What emotions were you feeling? Tune into your body, make note of the event that occurred, make note of how you were feeling and where you felt it in your body. It would be very helpful if you kept a journal where you logged all of these experiences, because then you'll be able to track and identify all the patterns.
Hi, my name is Sophia from ABS Academy. Thank you for stopping by. Here I share with you lessons, stories, and tips, everything that I have benefited from during my personal transformational journey, in hopes it might help you too. In addition to this, my personal mission is to initiate a love pandemic. So if you found value in this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Together, let's spread words of positivity and create a world filled with more love and compassion. P.S. I love you.
Step 2. Shush the inner critic. Once you have determined the driving force behind your actions, you can tell that little voice inside your head to just zip it. I'm going to demonstrate my next point using an analogy. Say you're baking a bread. Now, in order to make sure that the bread is both edible and delicious, you're going to ensure that all the ingredients are appropriately measured during the dough making stage, correct? Because by the time you put it in the oven, it's too late. Similarly, our mind in the early ages are like the dough, and all the thoughts and ideas and beliefs are the ingredients. So our self-image was actually ingrained in us when we were still a kid. Now here's the thing. No, it's not your fault you are the way you are. But yes, it is your responsibility to make changes in your life if you want a shot at changing and transforming your life entirely. You see, unlike bread, neuroplasticity teaches us that our mind is plastic and you can change it. Which brings me to step 3, change the game. With this new understanding, you can kick them old habits to the curb and start afresh. No more running around in circles and repeating the patterns. But how? You see, our brain, it works on a network of cells that communicate with each other by sending signals. When you experience a thought, your neuron cells fires a signal to the other cells that receive the message and then act accordingly. Dr. Joe Dispenza famously says, neurons that fire together wire together. What does that mean, and why is that important for you? Neuron cells that fire together, wire together, basically means that when one cell sends a signal to other cells and does it over and over again, it creates a wire, meaning it creates a bond. It strengthens that bond. It creates a pathway. What does that pathway do? The pathway, it becomes an automatic response. So for instance, you experience a stressful situation without even thinking about it. Unconsciously, you reach for that bag of chips. It becomes an automatic response because you have that neural pathway created in your brain. So now, in order to change your life, what you need to do is create new thoughts in your head. When you create new thoughts, it'll start to signal or fire new information. Continuously doing that, you continue to create a bond. You will strengthen that wire and create a new neural pathway. When you have a new thought, you'll have new emotions. Those new emotions will inspire new actions. And that's how you create a change in your life. Hi there! Enjoying the content? If you're ready to transform your life, I've got something just for you. I have made my online course available completely free right here on YouTube. I've crafted this course to simplify complex science into easily digestible lessons to help you understand why you are the way you are and how to break free from limiting beliefs. Together, we'll dive into gaining more confidence, tapping into your creative genius, and experiencing more love, joy, and fulfillment. Each lesson is designed to guide you towards your true essence. I recommend you watch them in order to maximize your gains. Ready to kickstart your transformation? Dive into the playlist linked in the description below. Happy transforming! You see, you've been running on those same old patterns for 20, 30, 40 plus years. We can't expect that we will change overnight. It's not a quick fix. However, by continuously reinforcing these new thoughts, new emotions, we continue to have new actions in our life. We make new choices, and these new choices and actions transform us into a different person, the ideal person that we want to be. And here's the kicker. The ideal person that you want to be is the person you were meant to be all along. The key to success here is self-awareness. Understanding why you do what you do is important for you to know so that you may reprogram your narration. Finding out why certain actions occur in your life and the trigger points allows you to disrupt the pattern by making healthy choices. For instance, when you're about to reach for that donut you know you shouldn't be having, maybe pause and ask yourself, what emotional craving is this donut satisfying? It might be covering up from some hurt you might have felt at a work interaction earlier today. If so, try to find a positive light from that whole experience. That positive narration will generate a more positive emotion within you, which will lead to a different choice. Maybe no donut this time, but hey, it's not a quick fix. Our brain loves sticking to the same old habits or making the easiest choice. It requires real effort on our part to make a change. But every time we say no to that donut, we reinforce that new habit and teach our subconscious mind that we mean business when we say no.